What you're about to see is an exclusive clip originally released only for Wall Street Unplugged Premium members. We're lifting the curtain and giving you a glimpse inside. Now check us out. 13Fs are out. I don't know if you want to go there right away. 13Fs. 13Fs just, those are the reports that investment managers and people who manage money all over the world, they have to disclose their holdings every quarter, their buys, their sells, increases, their decreases, and stuff like that. And it gives you a good indication. Listen, this happens over the last 3 months. And I would say, there's a week and a half, 2 week period where is a cutoff. So you're looking at companies that have to disclose what they've done over the past 3 months. Now, you want to look at Warren Buffett. You want to look at, there's tons of managers that Daniel and I cite, even Appaloosa. You have Bill Ackman, of course. There's a lot of them where you're not looking at these trading systems because they're in and out of these stocks in days, but they have to list them. Buffett usually takes a position and then he continues to buy that position over the long term and add to the position, same with Loeb and things like that, Paulson and things. So, we like to cover this because it could lead to some idea generation, especially if you see them buying some stock and some stock just got hit during earnings season. Buffett's going to go in there and buy some more. A lot of these guys are going to buy some more. So some of the things I realized, the largest net buying stock, do you know what it was? Berkshire. Berkshire was a number one net buy.
Oh, okay. Meaning other people were buying Berkshire? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So that was compared to selling, that was the biggest stock that people bought right now. And that stock has been down. It hasn't really been, outperforming. It's done well. I mean, we've done well on it, but lately it hasn't been keeping up with the market as much. But there was a lot of people that went into it, which I think is a better gauge than the S&P 500 with all the holdings that they have. Amazon was second. You have Lennar, you have Nucor, you have Disney was in there. Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, it was $12 in April. Now it's $21, and it's only a $27 billion market cap. If you want to put that in perspective, Google's browser, Chrome, is worth $35 billion.
Allegedly.
$35 billion, and this company's only $27 billion, but a lot of companies added to that.
Can I highlight Rocket real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
So RKT, Rocket Mortgages. I've talked about this stock a few times, and and the stock has run up higher. So again, emotions are there because I've missed it, and I'm not taking credit for that. What's wild here is this has shown up on a few screens that I've run. Frank, a week or so ago, short interest, what do you think the short interest in Rocket was a couple weeks ago?
Are you talking about it? I don't know. Probably more than 30%, right?
32-ish%.
Really?
And that just shocked me because it's not a bad company. I get it. You can throw shade on the housing market and such with interest rates and all that kind of stuff. Going through some 13Fs, one of my favorite guys, Dan Loeb, runs Third Point. He started a new position in Rocket, about 4.75 million shares. That's not tiny, which is impressive. I want to see what he does with that. As Frank pointed out, you got to take these with a grain of salt. Not only is it 6 weeks after the end of the quarter, but look at different traders versus holders. So George Soros Fund, they actually trimmed their position. He had 360,000 shares. He cut that down to 250,000 shares. Nothing against Darth Vader to the left here, Frank, but he's more of a trader, so I don't put as much weight on this because I'm more of a buy and hold guy.
Just for significance, how we say this is the last 3 months. This stock is 17 right now. Is actually 19. It just came off its highs in the past a few days. It's 17. But, we're looking at a couple months ago. If you look at the chart, I mean, I'm sure Dan Loeb got in around the $13 level.
Yeah, I mean,
because it was 12, 13 at 17, just to let you know. So I don't know if he's adding to his position. Maybe he might decrease his position next quarter. This is one where I wouldn't go in because Dan Loeb bought it, because he probably bought it at a lot lower price. And maybe he's going to buy more at this level. But, that's one of the ones where we say we really want to look 3 months out to see where the stock was trading. These guys bought. I mean, you could say the same thing for maybe UNH, but UNH, those guys are holding long term. But just making that much that quickly. I mean, Buffett and those guys aren't buying UNH for a 10% gain. This guy's up significantly on his position already. It's been interesting to see what the next 13F would say if he's still in it.
Think about this. So Value Act, run by Jeffrey Ubben and Bradley Singer. I don't know them. They're just right here.
Huge, yeah.
Frank, they added to their position. They had 6.73 million shares. Over the quarter, they increased that by more than 100%. They hold 15.3 million.
Big. Yeah.
Talk about a hell of a trade right there.
Yeah.
Again, something just to follow when they report their next 13F. It'll be interesting to see. Did he add to it? Did he trim some of it? But what's wild about Rocket Mortgage here is if you think that rates are going to come down in any way, shape, or form, what I was staring at the chart and watching it go up is because I keep thinking about volume and needing for new mortgages, and that's not the case. So they do original mortgages, and what does that happen? That leads to more fees and stuff. And what I like about this, Frank, is their servicing side. So Rocket doesn't hold a lot of the mortgages on their books, meaning they're at risk if the loan goes bad. They sell those to different players like Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, which future conversation, that's going to be a hell of a fun time when that goes private and makes everybody mad on Wall Street. Even when Rocket sells their mortgages, Frank, they still do all the servicing. Think about this in a simplistic way. When you're getting liability off of your book, as far as the risk of loan, but yet you're continuing to receive revenue. And it's not game changing, but that adds up over time because of that. And now, what if interest rates don't drop significantly? What if we don't get this spur or momentum in more mortgage applications and home buying and such? We know that there's some slowdown in sales and everything on the real estate side. Well, if and when interest rates budge at all, you'll have refinancing. You'll have home equity line of credits, the HELOC loans. These guys are going to be able to constantly generate fees and servicing fees and all that. I really like this company. As Frank said, this has had a significant run up. No doubt everybody is anticipating and playing the lower rates ahead, but I would look to buy this on a pullback if you want exposure to the housing. Or follow Buffett. I couldn't believe his new positions. He took a lot of stock in housing stocks.
I think you'll really love Wall Street Unplugged Premium. The Wall Street Unplugged Premium is my members-only podcast where I dive even deeper into this week's events. I'll tell you specifically what moves you can make today, specific investment ideas I'm recommending and tracking each week, also the news we're picking up from our network of insiders. And becoming a member is super simple and super cheap. So head on over to WSUoffer.com to check it all out. Sign up today and you won't miss a thing. That's WSUoffer.com.